Hi ladies, it's Elisa and I'm here with my long overdue update. I'm sorry I have not been posting on this channel, but after I tell you guys everything that's been going on, you'll probably understand why. Where I left you guys off at was, I think, my 11-week bump date, and at that time we were waiting to go to our nuchal fold ultrasound. So that's a special ultrasound they do for genetic testing to make sure that the baby looks pretty healthy. And at that ultrasound, we did not get the best news. So I don't want to go into all the details because in the long run, I've filmed this already once and the video was not what I wanted it to be. It was not upbeat. It was sad and grumpy and angry, and so I'm taking another stab at it. So at 12 and a half weeks, we had the nuchal fold scan, and that is they're measuring the amount of fluid at the base of the baby's skull in his neck, and the average, the range is like from 0 to 3, and our baby had a 6. So what that meant was a lot of scary information right off the bat from a doctor, a perinatologist, I believe, and it was just a lot of scary information. They talked about, chromosomal abnormalities, and that's what could be causing it, and they threw a lot of words at us, a lot of numbers, and the doctor did not seem positive that the pregnancy would progress. And I think that doctors, especially at hospitals like Kaiser, they have to kind of step back and be prepared for a couple to say, well, if this child has a chromosomal issue, I would like to end my pregnancy, because a lot of couples are just not prepared for that. But that is not who me and Brian are. This baby was fought hard for, so we decided to meet with a genetic counselor and do further screening tests, because the invasive tests we were not willing to do to endanger our pregnancy, to verify whether the child had a chromosomal abnormality. And by that, I mean Down syndrome, trisomy 13, and trisomy 18. So, or the baby could have a heart defect, which would also lead to the nuchal fold being so increased in size. So that was really hard news, which is why I had not updated you guys, because really we've been just processing these results step by step. We were horrified. There was tears, and you never want to hear the words fetal demise come out of your doctor's mouth. That's just not something any parent wants to hear, especially parents who've tried so hard and struggled so much just to get pregnant. Those aren't words you want to hear. But we did meet with a genetic counselor through Kaiser, and she was great. She was just so kind, and she said things, although she said the same things that the doctor said, she said them in a much kinder way, because she's a counselor. That's what they do. So we decided not to go with invasive testing, like I said, which would be something called a CVS, where they take a sample of the placenta and test those, and that would 100% find out if the baby has a chromosomal abnormality. Or you could do an amnio later on in your pregnancy if it progresses. So that's I think probably the hardest thing, is that they keep on saying if it progresses, if you're still pregnant, if the baby does not pass, if you do not have a miscarriage. So I think they have to cover their bases and not give you too much hope, because these pregnancies do end. It does happen. So they were just trying to give us realistic numbers. So we chose the least invasive route, because we told our genetic counselor that under no circumstances, no matter the results of any tests, we would not be ending this pregnancy voluntarily. So that was that. And she respected our decision to be so, cut and dry with it. That's not who we are. So and we didn't want to do any of the testing that would endanger our pregnancy. 1 in 100, I think, people who do the CVS results in miscarriage, and those numbers are just a little too high for me. It was just too much. Just we weren't going to do that. We'd find out when the baby's born 100% anyway. So we decided to do an additional ultrasound at 18 weeks. They couldn't do it before then because the baby needs to be a certain size before they can measure and make sure that he's growing correctly. And in addition to that, we decided to do the Harmony blood test. It's very similar to the Maternity 21, if anyone's heard of that. They test for genetic abnormalities again. And but again, that's the blood test is just a screening test. So with the ultrasound is screening, this is screening, whereas a CVS or an amniocentesis would be a diagnostic test. It would tell you absolute one way or the other. So we did the blood test, and one thing you can learn from the blood test is the gender of the baby. And we didn't want to know, but when we got the results, which, sad to say, were 99% positive for Down syndrome, we wanted to know, because at that point, we understood that many Down pregnancies make it full term and there's a perfectly healthy baby just with Down syndrome born, but that a lot of them also end. Swelling spreads from the neck to the whole body. You know, for any reason the baby can pass in utero. So when we found out that the baby had the 99% probability of having Down syndrome, that's not 100%. Then the tests, they are, you know, they can be wrong too. But I think at that point we're like, our decision to find out the gender was we wanted to be able to name our baby, to make him more of a real person, and to be able to have a name, like a person to grieve if we lost him, or, you know, a child to look forward to if we are lucky enough to make it to, you know, a live birth and having a child. So, as you guys can tell, I was very right when it came to guessing the gender of my baby. He is a boy, and so we were over the moon. When we told the girls, they were so excited because they already have a sister, and they've got a sister through their mother as well, an additional third sister. So everyone's really excited that it's a boy. I am currently 16 weeks and 6 days. So tomorrow, probably when I'm going to be posting this video, I will be 17 weeks. So, I'm sorry it's been so long, but as you can see, there's been a lot of information thrown at us. At this point, we are still waiting, for the 18-week ultrasound that will hopefully show us that the baby has not got swelling all over his body, and that it's hopefully the nuchal fold has gone down, the swelling there has gone down, because that does happen when the baby grows bigger sometimes. And that ultrasound will be in addition to a echocardiogram. It's just going to be a further ultrasound where they're really going to be paying a lot of attention to baby boy's heart, and to make sure all the chambers are there and that everything is growing right. Because at this point, me and Brian have really come to grips with the idea of raising a Down syndrome child. He is our child. We will love him no matter what. We are just hoping we get the opportunity to love him here, and not just have him in my belly. So we're just really hoping that that ultrasound shows us that he is a perfectly healthy little boy with this one little special extra trait, you know. So it's not the best news. I mean, you don't start off your pregnancy hoping for a child with Down syndrome, but, you know, we'll take the child that we get, and we want a healthy little boy here with us. So, you know, we've had time to process it, and it's been a lot of information. It was really hard at first. There were a lot of tears, a lot of I don't knows. I don't know anything about Down syndrome. I'm not even quite sure what that disease is. Or not disease, disorder. And, you know, I didn't know anything about it. But the more we research it and the more we learn, he'll just require a little extra patience, a little extra love, and, you know, I'm perfectly willing to give all of those things. And, you know, we're really hoping that this next ultrasound in, I think it's a week and a half now, really shows us that he's doing okay in there. We did, after that ultrasound, we were so horrified by all the results. The last ultrasound, we were only 12 and a half weeks. We forgot to ask for pictures. And so we went back to my genetic counselor and said, you know, we were so struck by that information. We didn't get any pictures. So the last picture we have of our baby is he's 8 weeks old, or, you know, eight weeks along. And so, Kaiser was nice enough to send us in the mail some pictures of baby. So pretty excited to have those. There's like, our refrigerator is decorated to baby boy. He does have a name, which I'm not going to share quite yet with you guys. But we have been calling him his name, and it just makes it more real. We really wanted to wait for the gender, but this I think accelerated things for us for this pregnancy. You know, we want to be able to talk to him and love him, and, you know, he's a person. He's really in there, and we're really having a conversation with this little one. But yeah, I'm not gonna cry in this video, and this video is already turning out better than my last one did. I am saddened that, you know, I'm not getting what I pictured, but I'm also relieved that he's still okay. We did have an OB appointment after that ultrasound. It was like a week and a half after, or 2 weeks. And so at that point, at 14 weeks, he had heartbeat. We just did the Doppler, but the doctor found it right away, and it was a good strong heartbeat of 150. So he's doing great so far. That was 2 weeks ago, and it does make me nervous that I can't hear him again for another week, just because the doctors, you know, they say fetal demise, and that's all you can really hear. But so many people have wanted this baby in addition to us. This baby is already so loved and so cherished, and everyone that we've told, because we've been very open with this journey with our friends, with YouTube, with coworkers, that we have, you know, everyone wants this baby here so badly that we're not wallowing. You know, we're not wallowing. We're not focusing on what we're not getting. We're focusing that we are pregnant and that the baby is so far very healthy, with this one little exception. And it would be a disservice, I feel, to all the people who helped us get him here, to wallow in some crazy ideal of perfection. And my baby will be perfect in my eyes no matter what. So I just want him to be here. So I'm not trying to rush this pregnancy. I'm trying to enjoy every day of it. And there have been some really bad days in there, because I've started throwing up in the second trimester. I thought I was clear, and I'm not. But I'm pregnant. I'm still pregnant, and my baby will be perfect and loved by a huge family and a huge network of people who are really excited about him coming here. So, reactions. The girls, again, really, really excited about the fact that he's a boy. And they were pretty sad about the likelihood of him having Downs, but more sad that we could lose him before we get him. It was less about Downs, I think. You know, it's always sad, I guess. It's slightly sad news, but they were more sad that we could lose him, just like we were. We'd had a few days to process it before we actually told the kids, because we wanted to tell them in person. So, you know, we were able to more clearly answer their questions, and it was really good. You know, everyone's right now just trying to focus on the positive. Hope that he gets here. Hope that we're happy. Hope that he is healthy and his little heart is got all the 4 chambers and all the valves and all the things, and that his swelling has gotten better. If hopefully it just hasn't increased. But yeah, so, if you guys have any questions, then of course leave them below. I don't know what else to say. I guess I could go over symptoms. This video's getting a little bit long, but, yeah, after 12 weeks, I thought I would be in the clear. 13 weeks out of the first trimester. but I was not. Ever since about 14 weeks, right around Christmas, I think, and then ever since then, I've started throwing up. Not just because of queasiness, it's only been once or twice out of pure just queasiness, but brushing my teeth. It not only makes me gag now, it full on into vomiting. So, vomited in the sink a few days ago, and then proceeded to get in the shower and vomit in there. But I hadn't eaten anything because it was, 6 a.m. So didn't have anything to throw up. But that's been happening more, and appetite is harder. It's harder to eat. I feel like I have to eat more often because my stomach hurts if I don't eat. It was like every 2.5 hours. Now it's like every 45 minutes. But the doctor still doesn't want me gaining weight, or too much weight. But I've actually lost 3 pounds, so that's not a concern yet. The doctor said she was really happy with my weight gain. Really, with the exception of the results of our Harmony test and the nuchal fold scan, my pregnancy has been ideal. My doctor's really happy with everything. I passed my, gestational diabetes test, which I have to repeat again at 24 weeks. But, I've been having an ideal pregnancy with these few little bumps. So was a lot of bumps to get here to pregnancy, and then we've had a few big bumps while I am pregnant. But, I wanted to make sure that I finally got on here because there are a lot of women on YouTube right now who are pregnant who have gone through so many worse things. I know there's been a few losses, and it saddens me to see them, and I just pray every day that I am not going to be joining that particular group. My heart goes out to all of the women who are struggling with that right now. But in them sharing their story, it gave me the strength to share mine. So thanks, if any of you are watching. So, yeah, I'm still pregnant today, and that is going to make me grateful and happy that baby boy is still in there and he is still kicking around. Not that I can feel his kicks yet, but, it could be so much worse. So, you got my symptoms, you got my story. I hope this hasn't been too much of a downer to you guys. But I want anyone to know that if you went through it or you're gonna be going through it, I'm here too. So I have not fallen off the face of the planet. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to put this video up. We just had a lot of stuff to work through, and then I had to try to be able to get through this video without cursing, crying, or yelling. So, I am not this cheerful all the time, but for you ladies, I want to tell you that you can get past it. You will survive. These results are not a death sentence. My baby is still alive. He is growing, and hopefully in 5.5 months, he will be here and be an adorable, perfect little boy. So yeah. Thank you all for all the new subscribers, and I hope you guys continue to follow my journey, and I promise I will be better at posting videos. I probably won't post again until after that ultrasound when I have another big news story. I probably won't be doing weekly updates until after that point, because every ultrasound now is a little terrifying. Every Doppler attempt is a little terrifying. But I will not let the fear ruin this pregnancy. I will not let it steal my joy at finally being able to be pregnant. I will not let it. I will be brave. I will be brave for him. I will be brave for my children that I have. I will be brave for my husband, and I will be brave for my baby. And I will be brave for me. So, thank you for watching, and I will definitely be talking to you ladies. Bye.